I'm not 100% with the live and let live crowd. I'm really kind of not. I'm kind of offended by it, to be perfectly honest, but I can't do anything about it.
Now to important business in Thornton Township, which hit a roadblock tonight, not because of the weather, not because of logistics, but because two trustees refused to show up.
Their absence prevented Supervisor Tiffany Henyard from filing a vacancy on the board.
In some large measure, a sickness that, they don't have full control over.
In a fiery 5-minute segment that's captured national attention, journalist and political commentator Megyn Kelly launched a sharp critique of Illinois Mayor Tiffany Henyard. Henyard is facing serious allegations of gross mismanagement of public funds, including accusations of embezzling $10 million in taxpayer money. Kelly's pointed commentary has further fueled the controversy, intensifying scrutiny on the embattled mayor as the scandal unfolds.
I don't buy in. It's their delusion. It's not mine. I don't share it. I don't have to pretend I share it. My children will not be.
Megyn Kelly, known for her unfiltered commentary and sharp investigative style, has added her voice to the growing chorus of criticism against Illinois Mayor Tiffany Henyard. In a recent segment, Kelly dissected the allegations of corruption within Henyard's administration, raising serious questions about accountability and transparency in leadership. Kelly didn't mince words as she laid out the accusations, calling the situation a betrayal of public trust. This isn't just about mismanagement, she asserted. This is theft on a grand scale. She emphasized that Henyard has let down her community, pointing to the mounting evidence of alleged wrongdoing. The broadcast delved deep into the scandal, framing it as a power play gone wrong, and Kelly promised to continue shining a light on the story as it unfolds.
And why the power play? Terrence Lee is here to break it down.
Dawn and Scott, the meeting wrapped up early because two trustees, as you mentioned, did not show up. Chris Gonzalez and Carmen Carlisle. Without them, not enough board members were present to make official decisions. They're upset about Supervisor Tiffany Henyard's agenda, saying it had unvetted items.
The controversy surrounding Tiffany Henyard involves accusations of misusing $10 million in public funds. It's claimed that she diverted money meant for infrastructure, education, and community programs into shell companies tied to her associates. Whistleblowers say Henyard approved no-bid contracts at inflated prices, with the funds ultimately benefiting her lavish lifestyle, including luxury vacations and designer clothes. There are also claims that federal grants for public works disappeared without a trace, raising concerns of embezzlement. Further allegations suggest Henyard funneled public money into personal real estate investments, including renovations to her private properties. Kelly, the journalist investigating the case, criticized the lack of oversight in Henyard's administration and the failure of local authorities to hold her accountable. She called for state and federal intervention to thoroughly investigate the situation. Kell's exposé has sparked outrage in Dalton, where residents have long questioned Henyard's leadership. Community leaders and activists are demanding action. This isn't just about money, it's about trust, said local activist Rachel Thompson, emphasizing that Henyard has abused her position. Protests have erupted, with many calling for her resignation and a full investigation. In response, Henyard has denied all accusations, labeling Kelly's reporting as politically motivated and dismissing the claims as baseless and defamatory. However, critics argue that her defense lacks credibility, especially with the growing evidence against her. Kelly's coverage has brought national attention to the issue, raising concerns about corruption and local government. Her remarks have sparked a wider debate on the dangers of leaders prioritizing personal gain over public service. As calls for an external investigation grow, watchdog groups are urging the Department of Justice to step in. If the allegations are proven true, Henyard could face charges like embezzlement and fraud. Meanwhile, in Dalton's Thornton Township, Henyard attempted to appoint a new trustee to fill a vacant board seat, but her efforts were blocked. Two trustees, who had been critical of her financial decisions, intentionally skipped the meeting, preventing a vote. The absence of a quorum meant that Henyard couldn't proceed with her appointment. The trustees argued that the decision should be left to the public, given Henyard's controversial spending practices, and protests and petitions grow. The pressure on Henyard to resign continues to mount. This case has become a major issue for Dalton residents, highlighting the importance of transparency and accountability in leadership.
Or disagree, but you must show up to say yes or no, or vote present, but show up. Because you were elected or appointed to do the will of the people, and that's to show up and be a vote for the...
Tiffany Henyard has been facing growing controversy surrounding her leadership, with recent events highlighting her troubled relationship with local trustees and ongoing financial issues. At a recent meeting, trustee Chris Gonzalez walked out abruptly, frustrated with Henyard's lack of clarity on a proposal to refund homeowners. When you think something doesn't make sense, then something that doesn't make sense times 100 happens, Gonzalez remarked. Trustee Carmen Carlisle, once Henyard's assistant and now a whistleblower, has been staying away from meetings, citing safety concerns. At the last meeting, Carlisle requested to attend remotely. But Henyard denied the request. Henyard's political future remains uncertain, as she has yet to declare whether she will run for re-election as Thornton Township Supervisor. During a Facebook Live session, Henyard expressed frustration over the trustees' boycott of the meeting, stressing that they were elected to represent the people and should show up, regardless of personal disagreements. While Harvey Mayor Christopher Clark has announced his bid for the supervisor role, though his own political challenges loom large, including tense relations with his peers. Last month, a Harvey alderwoman claimed she was arrested after criticizing Clark. Henyard is also facing heightened scrutiny regarding her financial management of Dalton, a suburb just south of Chicago. She has been accused of financial mismanagement by local trustees, prompting an independent investigation led by former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot. As of May 2023, Dalton's general fund was in a deficit of nearly $3.07 million, a sharp contrast to the surplus it had a year earlier. The FBI is also investigating Dalton's finances following a search of Village Hall in April, although details of the search have not been released. In addition to the financial issues, Henyard and her partner are facing eviction for unpaid rent, despite their combined salaries exceeding $300,000 from taxpayer funds. Henyard has denied any wrongdoing and continues to campaign for re-election, even as a federal investigation looms. On the campaign front, Henyard's opponents are gaining momentum. A reform group including candidates like Harvey Mayor, Christopher Clark, and others from the surrounding area is pushing for change. They aim to bring transparency and accountability to the township, hoping to restore public trust after the chaos under Henyard's leadership. As the township prepares for upcoming elections, it remains to be seen whether Henyard can overcome the mounting pressure, or if new leadership will emerge to take control of Thornton Township.